Pranams. I begin with a prayer. The salutations, all from my heart. Om Pratakala Ushakala Sanjyakala Udayakala Manasantarabhavaye Tat Pranamochate. My morning salutations to all from my heart. Mukam karoti sadhunam. Mukam karoti rishinam. Mukam karoti muninam. Mukam karoti yoginam. Mukam karoti gurunam. Vachalam Guru Padma Padukam Manasantarabhavaye Pratakala Pranamochate. Sadhus are the one wishes the welfare of all beings, and Rishis the one who gives the sound of silence, and the Munis the one who has silenced the mind, and Yogis the one who practice to perfection and bringing harmony in body, mind and spirit and reaching singularity. And Gurus are the one who teaches to become sadhu, to become a muni, to become a rishi, to become a yogi. So, salutations to all the great cultures. Salutations to all the masters. The teachers, the teaching like Sun A, Sun B, all the Ashtanga practices actually damaging because they're directly going into vinyasas. But according to Krishnamacharya, who is the father of yoga, he actually mentioned that you have to do upavinyasas, at least 48 upavinyasas in order to really come into doing a one vinyasa. So actually there are 5 divisions of vinyasa. Vinyasa doesn't mean just one, like you're jumping into the pose, jumping out of the pose. This is not it is. It is actually 5 divisions. The first one is called Ajyatmika Krama. Ajyatmika Krama is using zero resistance. It's very good for cells, for organs to actually increase the capacity. It increases strength, it improves, it fills up a lot of oxygen in your body. So it is very, very good. The next one comes is called Chikitsa Krama. The Vinaya Yoga of the Shikachari has both Ajyatmika Krama and Chikitsa Krama. Now the next comes is Shikshana Krama. Shikshana Krama is something like you're learning a proper posture. Mostly this is taught by BKS Iyengar Guruji. So this is the third best way of practicing. And the next one is called Rakshana Krama. Rakshana Krama is with low intensity, we have a kind of strength. It improves strength. Then we're going into Srishti Krama. Very strong practices on endurance. It increases lung capacity, it increases strength, speed, everything is there in this Srishti Krama. But what is recommended here is for kids, it is good to start with this Srishtikrama. But those who are in 20s, it's recommended not to use this. You start with Ajyatmika Krama first, Chikitsa Krama next, and Shikshana Krama. These are the methods to do it because that is a safe way. But the problem is here in this present world, many of them practicing Ashtanga, they are hurting their bodies, they are injuring themselves because they are directly going into not following the system which Krishnamacharya has given that. So it is always recommended to start Ajyatmika Krama and then you go into Chikitsa Krama and then you go into Shikshana Krama. This is the way you start for people who are after 20s. But kids, you can go directly into doing Srishti Krama. Now I'm going to talk about strengths, four strengths which we can get by doing yoga. I mean, doing it very properly, systematically. The first one is tensile strength. Tensile strength is very, very good. It's like eccentric stretching. It's like a steel to the building. So it's very strong. It's like lean muscle. It produces lean muscle and it keeps the body strong and healthier, and it's good, have great energy and oxygen, and you feel vibrant and energetic by having tensile strength. The next comes is the compressive strength. Compressive strength is like bulk body, having more fat. So what happens is when you have a bulk body and you have this bulk muscles or fat, it causes even emotional disturbances, like you can get angry very fast, you get frustrated very fast. These are the things can happen because of the energies, the compressive strength can cause the imbalance in the hormones and your system. Now coming to shear strength. Shear strength is isometric strength. This is mostly by doing yoga postures like balancing postures you get shear strength. So the another one is called torsional strength. Torsional strength you can only get by doing yoga, not by doing gym, because torsional strength is more on the twist. Let's say you take a cloth, you want to rinse it, you dip in the soap and you rinse it, then again rinse it with water, then you dry it and you twist. So this torsional strength is very, very good for your body. It helps detox your system, okay, and it helps all the internal organs function very effectively. It burns the fats out of your body. So that is what happens when you're doing all this. And there is another one which is not recommended to have. It's called the yield strength. Yield strength is too much over exertion, over stretching, going beyond, and then it can worn out, it can tear your muscles, it can damage your system, it can actually damage your cells. So this is not very good. So yoga focuses mostly on all the four strengths. In regards to pranayama, Sahita Kumbhaka is the first pranayama which is taught in all traditions, but it is incorrectly called as Nadi Shodhana, which nowadays many people are just doing it, but it's very dangerous to do it incorrectly. People, the way they do this breathing, if they do anything wrong, exerting their lungs, it can also cause a lot of damage. It can cause blood pressure, it can cause even heart attack. These are dangers, and when you do breathing, you should properly go under the guidance of a teacher, learning directly from the teacher. Because Sahita Kumbhaka is actually practiced 4 times a day, 20 breaths each time. So it's done in the early morning before sunrise, and it's done in the afternoon, and it's also done in the evening before sunset, and also done in the midnight. So this way, you actually, by training this way, within 2 months, you feel energetic, vibrant. You release from all the dullness, laziness. This is taught actually for people who are like so much dull. Please teach this technique and it works wonders. So Sahita Kumbhaka, it's a very powerful technique, and you have to be very careful because there are certain locks observed, but you should understand when you do certain locks like Vajroli, Sajoli, Amaroli, this kind of locks can cause pressure, like you're pressuring the balloon. Like let's say people who take a big inhalation and then they should hold only to their comfortable capacity. But if you do any locks without understanding, because at that time when your breath is in, you actually feel expansion, and this time if you cause any stress, you can burst the balloon. Similarly, you have to be very careful. You have to observe only this kind of all the locks like Uddiyana, like Jalandhara, Mulabandha. Anyway, learn directly from the teacher. And I'm very glad, I'm fortunate to find one of the great traditional master like Dr. Kumar, who has given his knowledge. There are 40 kinds of meditation, and they are divided into 3 categories: Grahya, conscious mind; Grahana, subconscious mind. Firstly, I would like to discuss on Grahya. Grahya means conscious mind, where this is mostly widely used in Kriya Yoga. But for the first timers, this is the step recommended for all the first timers who practice yoga. So the first we use Drishya. Drishya means eye. So where we focus on an object, something like even an idol like Krishna, like Shiva, or if you like Jesus, you can see Jesus as an object. And also some people use it as a candle or a dot, and also some of them use geometrical shapes. So these are all the objects which are used in order to train the monkey mind, because in the beginning, first timers, they have the minds quite jumping around everywhere. In order to control that, they use the senses, focusing on the objects. Now coming to Shabda, the ears. Shabda means the inside and outside the sounds. We call Shabda Bedi in Kriya Yoga. So this is well observed while you're practicing the meditation. The another one is Vasana, the smell. From the smell, the stinky smell, to the smell of the angels, they observe, they witness. Whatever smell exists at that time, they witness that. So that is another one. And the mouth. And they also have the focus on the mouth, where whatever they taste, they understand the taste, difference of the taste. Let's say coffee, one coffee is different to another coffee. So they actually work on understanding the taste, differentiating all the tastes, chocolate or anything they eat. They feel the taste and feel the touch, the sense. Then they also work on the touch, So these are all actually the first level of meditation, which is well used in Kriya Yoga. But we have to move from one to the next level, not staying in this, because this is just the beginning for controlling the monkey mind. Now the second method of meditation category is Grahana, means subconscious mind. So in this, actually they mostly work on love and compassion. They more on the feelings, the emotions. Because what happens is, when you love and when you become very compassionate, you dissolve hatred, you dissolve ego. So these are the things which can be dissolved by being in love and showing love and showing compassion. So one of the greatest method which Dalai Lama also used is this. So many of the Buddha teachings are also talked about this, like love and compassion. This is the subconscious method of meditation. And the third category of meditation is Grahitru, unconscious mind. This is actually the journey. This is where the journey begins. Patanjali in his 3rd chapter, he mentioned about Grahya and Grahana. And he mentioned that they are only makes you disciplined and he makes you prepared for the next level. Grahitru. Grahitru is directly working on the DNA, and in order to work on the DNA, breath is the only way which can reach every cell in your body. It works into the level of changing the gene expression and the DNA. Sarvesham swastirбhavatu. Om Sarvesham shantirbhavatu. Om Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Om Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu viramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkhabhag bhave. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.